terrorists. We're not no gangsters. We revolutionaries. And that's how we rock.
I think I told you before how I read Church of the Matrix, which is a must-read by David Icke. I read Church of the Gods by Eric Van Daniken, which is a must-read.
If you ain't never read any one of these books, then you slipping.
Man, you slip. You need just go open your motherfucking mind. Then I read the 12 Chronicles by Zachariah Sitchin. Some of them, because it's 12 Chronicles. These books is thick and deep, and you got to fucking cipher some shit.
Shit Pac used to talk about.
And I got deep with it, because I was on 13-month lockdowns, reading and going back and reading and writing shit down. And I read this book called The Gardens of Eden by William Bradley. Now, if you don't get this book, it's so cold. Now, watch how I get this book, B. I was in the fucking hole for 6 months. But while I was in the hole, they moved me to another cell. And in the cell, it was all dusty as shit. There was a paperback book about this fucking thick under the bunk in the hole. And I looked, I cleaned the cell up, you feel me? And I grabbed the book. And I looked at it. And it was about this fucking thick, I swear to God. And I read that motherfucker. When I read this book, it just had me so like, and this book by William Bradley, called The Garden of Eden. It's where he talks about the conscious mind. You feel me? So a lot of my homies thought I was just bonding and all that. Yeah, I'm a hunter, but I had to open my mind up, educate myself. And in this book, he speaks about how we have to get in touch with our consciousness. And if we can get in touch with our conscious mind, we become like the gods.
Yeah, your inner self.
You feel me? I'm not gonna go to religious and political. I'm gonna get to the fact of getting your knowledge right and getting your mind right. I started reading these books, and like I even read like the guy, what's his name on YouTube? I mean on he talks a lot on the black guy. He talks a lot about the foods. He talks about what's going on.
Sabi?
No, not him. I love him. Rest in peace.
Dick Gregory?
He has a podcast show?
Yeah, but he always on the internet. No, he always on his name gonna come to me. But he speaks about things in the past.
Tariq Nasheed?
No.
Oh, he speaks in intuition. He speaks in intuition.
No, he's talking about history. He's talking about what not to eat. He's talking about what the food, the stuff that they putting in this food. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling me, do your fucking research. But he's going back to these books about religion, about life, about what's going on. And some of these things that he's not mentioned, I've already had read before him, talking about it, right? 10, 15 years ago. Like the Bora Bora. He speaks about this book called the Bora Bora. I was like, I read that. You feel me? I read the Bora Bora. I read this book. I read that book, right? And you have to understand that what's really going on in the world right now is population control. And if you're not aware, awareness is the key. You get what I'm saying? It's population control.
Awareness is the key. That's
awareness is key. And so, when we go to population control, then what we talking about? We talking about elimination, right? So you have to realize they sitting up in the goddamn office talking about how to downsize the population. So this is why I'm talking about education. This type of education I needed. You gotta understand how to read and write. But they was teaching us there's these lies in these histories that was not their history. You feel me? Right now, today, we have so much going on, and it goes to how to raise our kids, because you have to educate them. You have to educate them before you allow them to go to these public schools, before they see the goddamn TV, before they see the media. Because then you have a hold on them.
So jumping in real quick. Like I said, you gave me enlightenment on the perspective, or as far as your philosophy on why a parent shouldn't have to come to grips of whooping their kids, basically.
Right.
Putting their hands on them. And I said, I agree and disagree. And then you went on so far to a point where you really made a valid point of giving me an understanding, because a different perspective of it, because you mentioned the most powerful name in the world, the most powerful name on this fucking universe to all of us as humans, no matter what race and creed, white, green, black, yellow, orange, it don't fucking matter. This fucker is the government. So it all boiled down to mind control, controlment, just like you say when it comes down to population control. All that's all in controlment.
Mind control.
So what's the most biggest thing and what's the most fastest, powerfulest weapon against us humans now? And what I found out from opening my third eye and allowing my brain to exceed even more and learning is the fact that the media is the most powerful weapon that's against us and formed against us ever in life. Because you know why? What it does? It puts the human mind into inferior to believe. Instead of, like you just said, stepping outside that shit, say, hold on, let me go over here and read some of this, and let me look at this and look at that, and make my own judgment.
And the word you use inferior. So
yeah, you inferior, you scared. So there you go, you got 15 million people on the planet that's scared already, inferior. So you're controlling them.
You know, everything is deep, because like I was saying, you know, I was already talking about getting and speaking on some shit, you know, having my little video shit, right? And I'm glad we was able to do it together, you know what I mean? You know, fear is everything. That's what they work on. See, fear is the energy. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a person in fear and this energy, then I can control you.
You control them.
This is the way the government works.
It's easy.
You get what I'm saying? And so the system is set up and designed for us to fail. And so if you're not teaching your kids, as I was saying again, in the household, from the beginning of what they're going to be going up against, then you've already set them up to fail.
Okay, so now bringing me back to my rebuttal to that, of what I was just saying, was the reason why I said in this era, this generation, because we have such a generational gap, and because of that government program that has been planted for hundreds of years in our household, like you said, from generation to generation, now it's a generational gap where even that government plan was taken out and reversed to where you can't discipline your child now. Your mom and daddy hit you, you call me. Get on the phone, call me. And we gonna arrest their ass. We coming to get them. So it's reversed, right? Hold on, follow me, right? So it's reversed. So now look, how do you discipline from a psychological and a mental standpoint to a child who's growing up in the world of this digital world, is what I call it, living in this world, right? To where, how do you talk to them? There is no talking. And then not only that, because of the generational gap again, these parents, which quote unquote, most parents, unlike our parents, a couple, they're not married, they're not parents. It's a parent. You feel me? And a baby daddy or a sperm donor.
And I'm also
so it's not parents. So it's a big difference. So can't no woman verbally and psychologically discipline a little boy.
It's hard for him to raise him.
I can't see it without her putting her hands on him and not gaining her respect as that mother, and still be the mother to him and the feminine, and give that nurture love of a mother. So it's like, damn, how do we win? Damn, we lose, damn, we win, because now, okay, first we were government controlled from a program that grew us up. Right? Now, they took that program and reversed the program to the point where there's laws and rules now. We run your kids, and they listen to us.
And see, you on point, B. Look.
Talk to me.
So now, it went from, as you say, we was getting the system. They put that system in to beat your kids, and now they taking it out. What happens is, now you put the kids, it's another system now. Because now the kids, you know, are able to do what the fuck they want. So now there's a whole different control now. It's a whole different mess, a whole different chaos now. You feel me? Young now, they're having more kids.
That's my point. So how do we gain?
Here's the thing, right? That was all done by design. This is why I said you should never have to whoop your child. Here's where we get able to break that at. We have to attack. We have to go to the young. We have to get out in force and start talking to the young mothers. You get what I'm saying? We need to get out in force and start talking to these knucklehead ass young niggas you feel me, that do listen to us. You got no money, you don't fucking want to hear you. But we get out in force and we bring them in. We start telling them what the fuck they need to do. Nigga, you got kids over here, niggas, you need to start engaging them. But here's the thing, when those no funds, man.
Well, people need an income, though, too.
This is what I'm saying.
That's the main.
You see what I'm saying?
Main formula.
But I'm just telling
you
the problem.
Because if a
when
lot of these women,
funds,
they're gone.
exactly.
Even if they're trying to be a good mother, they at work. They're gone.
Yeah, or don't have the funds.
Or I mean, they're gone. The
Yeah.
kid is alone. Like I started 8 years old.
They're struggling.
Home alone all day.
That's my listen, Al. This is my point. When I say generational gap, this is what pinpoint exactly what you just said, right? And this is my point. Like I said, I got to the point of my growth when I came out of my gangster life, and I self-retired myself, and I came to grips with myself. To damn, man, I've been genociding my own kind, my own people, all these years and decades of my life, right? So when I came out of that, and I started understanding, well, what do I do? How do I help save others, and how do I give back to my people? So just like it's like itself. I feel like for any of us G's that's out there in TV land, any of us G's, the best way how for us to be giving back to any of these communities is doing what we're doing right now, to sit here and be able to express, teach, and give the knowledge of past tense, present, and future to these youngers. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be their decision, man. It's hard.
No,
when, follow me though. It's hard when you done took all these programs from us as a defense mechanism, and now you want us to be able to control this new generation X who's out of control because you allow them to be out of control. When I say you, the government, you gave them the key and told them, fuck us, fuck our parents, we don't gotta listen to them. So now they self-teach themselves, and they grow up because half of them don't go to school. They're not educated, so they grown. So that gap comes in where the teaching wasn't there. So my point, I get to the point where I say, you know what? I understand and I don't understand to a certain extent, because it's like you can't hold them accountable in a lot of the shit that they do because the generational gap of not being taught.
Now you see what I'm
That's
saying.
what it all boiled down to. Like, how can you be mad at this heifer who raised 5 kids, 4 of them was boys and 1 was a daughter, and she tried to do her best when she was taught by bitches?
Yeah.
She wasn't taught by women. She didn't have a big mama. She didn't have an auntie Cree. She didn't have an auntie Keisha. She was taught by bitches who portrayed that role as women, and they didn't know better because they wasn't taught. So it's a big generational gap. Same as niggas. Niggas was taught by niggas, not men. We grew up with men, uncles. Uncle Junebug will whoop that ass for his sister. You get out of line. All she had to do is go and folks, hey, this fool just disrespected me. Junebug pulling right up, Cadillac and all, and whooping ass. So when you take that system away from what we had, I'm just trying to really feather them on your philosophy of there should be no physical discipline.
No, see, if you hear me out, you hear what I'm saying, right? I think me and Al talked about this before when I came home. I wrote this in my book, B. You know, and I'm really stand firm on it, how, you know, it should be done, you know, and it should be done humbly. You feel me? But you have to understand, and with no buts, just, you have to understand that where we have to, there's an attack that has to be applied, and the attack has to be at a certain age level. We have to reach a certain age level that we can catch. Because we got to catch the babies. You can't catch the ones that's far gone.
Now that part I can agree with.
So, and this is what I speak about in my book. So what we have to do is we need a school where we are engaging, okay, and we are educating how to raise the kids, where you don't have to be physical with them. Because listen, I've been around some people some of my own girls who are very humble, and they have a daughter, and she never had to touch her. And she on purpose. But she don't have the full understanding I have, but she has some. And I was like, you dope. And so what I'm getting at, big homie, is this. If you start while they babies, you feel me? And you implying and instilling these jewels in them the right way, you won't have to put your hands on them. Discipline will come when you say, hey, come here. You know, I told you. You feel me? And so, you know, I even do it with my grandkids. My daughter does it. She don't whoop them, but she don't have the full understanding, the knowledge all the way that I have.
I don't think it's.
Listen, she got 6. Give me all big one. She got 6 kids, bro. 6. 4 of them are girls, right?
No, what I was going to say is I applaud that. I think that's extraordinary, man. Because
like if you got your baby, that's what I'm saying. I wish I could start over with my son.
Right, because that's what I'm just saying in my mind. Like, damn, I'm telling you, you really touched me with this shit, bro.
Because
it makes so much sense.
Watch this.
You know,
I wouldn't have to put my hands on him, child, because he 1 years old. He already getting love. He hugging. When he turned 2, I'm already engaging him. You know what I'm saying? I'm instilling these jewels in him already.
But that's what we do anyway, though.
But hear what I'm saying,
but
right?
just without the physical discipline, right?
We was installing, and then we still was around by them doing shit, right? I'm saying now the knowledge that a nigga have. I would take my son and my daughter, and I would install and drop these jewels on them. They would be so fucking sharp, I would never have to put my hands on them. I know it, because I'm engaging them so firmly. But most of the parents that's growing up, young homegirls with the homie got PTSD too. They can't sit still. They tired. They don't want, and they haven't they didn't have the knowledge of this. So when the kid turns to terrible 2, he already, and she tired of just sitting in school. So therefore, you sent him to the system. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
If you have the time and have the understanding, that's where we come in. We get to school. We start educating them. Baby, you got to sit down with him when you had this baby. When you finna stop this baby. You know what I'm saying? And we engaging him. He 1 now. He can already, or she can already be there. And because the love. So
you know,
now actually let me, 3, 4, you start dropping different jewels on them. You know what I'm saying? Come here. So now when you go into the school.
Now the more and more you talk about it, right?
Yeah.
The more and more you engage in conversation about it.
You feel me a little different?
I'm feeling you even more and more, because now what it does, right? You know what? Just sitting here listening to you, just at this point in time,
right?
I reflect on other races. I go, damn, wait a minute. He make a good point, because
that's what
Chinese,
that's what
Japanese, Korean, just the name, you know, not no racial barrier, just the name off some ethnic groups, right? How many of their cultures raise their children and they raise their kids, they ain't never been disciplined physically?
No.
Good kids, all the way, and respect their parents, love their parents, honor their parents, go to school. It's like you got a lot of cultures who dictate the position of their children, where you headed,
what's going on,
where you headed with your life.
They like this. He 2, we over here like this. Just then, she over here.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
So how you expect them to go up and do
right,
something?
Bro? No, hey,
this is what's going on. But she don't know no better.
Boy, you really educated motherfucker on some shit today on that one. Though. That makes a whole lot of sense, bro. Because I'm just saying, like, everything China do, man. China do some of the most.
Right.
That damn whole country, period, bro. Is like, it's just seem like everybody in that country is geniuses, from the kids on up. Because like you said, they kids don't play games. No. They learning how to make tables, cook food in kindergarten.
Getting them prepared.
Their whole education system is different from us. Their parenting system is different from us. It all starts from their household. They ain't in there looking at, they only got, right now they made a ruling in China. They just shut down the video gaming. Yep. You got 2 hours, that's a wrap. We catch a video game on in this bitch.
School here is like a babysitter.
You feel what I'm saying?
As opposed to getting you ready for life.
So now you make a great damn good point, because it's other cultures that do just what you just said. They program their kids without having to never even touch it, put their hand on.
And it's good that you brought up other things like this, because you have to look at this too, right? Even the kids that are going to school our kids are receiving a lesser education than the elite. So they already have a step ahead of us. And then we already a step behind us back when we come out the womb. So that put us 2 steps behind. Because the level of education that the elite is receiving is so superior over the education that our children are getting, even if our children are going to private schools, because they're taught a different system, you know, and they're engaging their kids, bro. And that's what we have to do with ours. You feel me? But the knowledge has to be there. So that's what we come in at. We need to get out in full force, and we need to start educating. You feel me? On how to parent. You feel me? And then our kids will go up, start going to school, knowing what's up, start getting in politics where we making changes. Start reverting funds back to our neighborhood.
So now basically that's what leads me to this.
That makes it more work.
When you use the word funding.
So
now that's where funding should come in place, and funding should be utilized for programs for parenting.
For parenting.
To teach parents how to parent.
Right. Right.
Teach
Our way,
young,
not their system.
Yeah, teach like you said, our way. The system where you don't have to physically do anything to your child. You can psychologically speak to them, talk to them, teach them, and groom them.
Right.
But it has to be from the household in order for them to withstand in the educational system. It's a combination.
Man, look, kid, you ain't got no time for no Tonka toys. Ice Cube was saying it. I mean, Scarface said it way back then. Even some of the rap songs we hear shit or saying you on, even the movies, they put shit out. But the only time you would see shit is if your third eye's open. But Scarface said it back then when he said, I buy my son, he said, I don't buy him jewelry and clothes and Tonka toys, because them Tonka toys would only punk my boy. I don't, looking at life, you feel me? Because that's what's gonna hinder them. Now that they their life's on the phone, the game, or whatever it is, it's gonna hinder them.
Right.
You feel me? So off the dribble, you gotta let them know what's happening. Look, you're gonna be going against this. But the choices are yours. That's when you give them the choices. You feel what I'm saying? We got family. Our kids are growing up and being forced to be in religion because their parents are in the religion. No matter what religion it is.
Right. Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So this is what I'm bringing to you about, that the system has what it has done. It divided us, bro. The Willie Lynch theory, divide and conquer. You get what I'm saying? And so the only thing that I agreed with them devils, what they said when they had a pledge to their flag, was united we stand, divided we fall. And
just
so,
them two words.
You feel me? That's all I agree with up in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? But if you not teaching your children, that we're a cruel fucking world. They're gonna be facing racism. They're gonna be facing sexual harassment. They're gonna be facing niggas in their face. Or the kids, the girls, you gonna be out here, nigga. Police gonna harass you, nigga. They gonna treat you like shit. That's the fuck we gotta be teaching our kids. You gotta go and get it, son. You gotta understand where you go with the education that the other shit that teach you is lies. You need the knowledge, nigga, so you can get the right job to get you in position. So once we start doing that with our children, you should never have to put your hands on your kid.
And you heard it right here, man, on the Al Prophet Show, on the ROE 2024 show, man. Rules of engagement. Nino Cappuccino, a.k.a. BountyHunterBj, and BigStretch, dog, man.
I need a real smoke break.
So, Stretch, wait, real quick.
Go ahead,
real quick. Don't take it. Real quick, man. Take us down memory lane real quick. And explain and express to them out there, how did it come about? Because you went through your transitions, most of us do, coming up out of those poverty-stricken areas, end up getting time. How did you end up having to walk a yard for 26 straight years, bro?
Right.
And that's commendable, because a lot of us average niggas can't do it. They crack, they fold, or they come home the other way, like Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, on medication.
They come home like Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah.
And I used to